Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. My name is Colleen, I'm with Shine On Yoga. I have Sam and Fritz here. There is actually another dog around, his name is Franco. He might come and join us, we'll see. He has in past videos, but he doesn't all the time. Hey, none of that, we're not starting out like that. Anyway, I have a great little practice for you guys today. It is quick. It is one that you can do when you're low on energy or if you don't have a whole lot of time. So let's go ahead and get started. If you would like to use any props, you can. Some that I would recommend are blocks, bolsters, maybe a blanket. If you don't have any of those things, do not worry. I'll give you options without those. And if you're practicing with kids or pets, just know you're not alone in the craziness. They will eventually chill out. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to start out today just in a nice comfortable seat. So you can take any position that you'd like. If you'd like to sit up in hero's pose, you're more than welcome to. If you just want to come to a nice cross-legged seat, that is perfectly okay too. And if you have any props that you'd like to sit up on, like a block or a bolster or a blanket, you can. You can just sit on the floor while these guys fight or play or wrestle. Hey, no, this is yoga time. You can either lay down on your mat or you can lean. No. All right, so as we come into our seat, if it feels safe, you can close down the eyes. If not, then just soften your gaze. Relax your forehead. Unclench your jaw. Let your shoulders melt down your back away from your ears. And we're going to take a second just to get ourselves in the right headspace. Just by taking in some nice big inhales and exhales. As you inhale, feel your belly and your rib cage expand. And then as you exhale, feel everything contract back in towards center as you slowly, slowly exhale. Let's do one more big inhale together. And then exhale, just let it go. If your eyes are closed, you can slowly blink them back open to the world around you. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is just twist out our spine a little bit. So I'm going to take my left palm and just place it on my right knee. Now I'm not using this hand to pull myself forward. It's just placed there. My right hand is going to come around behind me. Inhale, you'll sit up nice and straight and tall. And then exhale, we'll journey into that twist, looking over towards the right. Again, as we inhale, you'll sit up maybe a little bit taller. And then exhale, maybe journey into that twist just a little bit more. And we'll breathe here. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll return to center. All right, we're going to go to the other side. So we'll take our right hand to our left knee. We'll swing these left fingertips around. Inhale, sit up nice and straight and tall. And then exhale, we'll journey into the twist, looking towards the left. Again, maybe on our next inhale, we sit up a little bit taller. And then on the exhale, maybe we journey a little bit further. And we'll just take a few breaths here, feeling that stretch in our back. Sam found his squeaky pumpkin, so that's what you might have been hearing a moment ago. He's decided he's no longer interested in that because he can't rile up anybody else. All right, when you're ready, we'll come back to center. Okay, let's stretch out our legs a little bit. So let's keep our left foot in. If you're sitting in a nice, comfortable, cross-legged position, just keep your left foot in. We'll extend our right foot out at kind of a 45-degree angle. It doesn't have to be super out. It can just be whatever feels good to you. You might want to pick up your hips a little bit so that way you're shifted towards that right foot if you are on an angle. And then on your inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, we'll float our fingers towards our foot and then bring our head down to our knee. Now, if this is not in your practice, that's okay. If you can maybe only grab your toes, just go to that positioning. You can only grab your ankle, shin, back of your thigh, that's okay. You can also bend your knee to bring that leg up to you a little bit, if that's a little bit more comfortable. Or if you have a blanket or a bolster, I have a bolster and a blanket here, you can put that on top of your leg and use that just to cushion a little bit. So you have options here. We're going to do one side and then the other. So go ahead and get into whatever position feels comfortable to you, and we'll take a few breaths here. One more big inhale here. Exhale slowly, roll it all the way back up to seated, and then we'll switch our feet. So we'll bring our right leg in, we'll extend this left leg out. Again, you can pick up your hips to turn towards that left foot. Hey, are you gonna help me do this? Or are you just gonna be in the way? He says, I'm just gonna be in the way. All right, as you inhale, let's reach our hands up. And then exhale, forward fold towards that left foot. Once you're there, take a few breaths. Feeling that nice stretch in the back of your hamstring. And after your next exhale, you can slowly roll up or walk yourself back up to a seated position. And now this time we're going to extend our right leg out too. So our left and our right are going to be out. Now you don't need to come into the splits. You are just your hair in my face. So you don't have to come super wide like I am right now. Your feet can be in a little bit closer. So it's just up to you and your body today. So find your positioning that works for you. And then once you feel good and grounded here, you can stay just upright, or if you want a little bit more, you can walk your fingertips forward until you feel a stretch. Now some may not want to walk at all forward, some may want to walk a little bit. We are back to the pumpkin again. Oh, it's the at-home yoga practice. This is what happens. Or some of you might be able to come down to your forearms, maybe even using your hands as a pillow. So completely up to you. Choose your option. We're just going to take a few breaths wherever you're at today. All right, and then after a few moments of that, we're gonna come back upright, come back up the way you came. If you're still upright, perfect. And then we're gonna go ahead and swing our legs over to one side and come to all fours in a nice tabletop position. Your knees are gonna go underneath your hip points. If your hands are underneath your shoulder, walk them just one hand print out, so they're a little bit out of the way. We'll tuck our toes under, take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, we'll lift our knees up off the mat, straight through the legs, push our hips up and back, really press away from your mat. Let those heels grow heavy, and we're in our first downward facing dog. So from here, you can walk your dog, bending one knee, And then the other, feeling a nice stretch through your calf muscles. If you are walking your dog, go ahead and bring it to stillness. Take a breath here. And when you're ready, let's plant our left foot on the mat. Make sure it's nice and grounded. We'll lift those right toes up. Keep them in line with your hips, so your toes pointed down. Take a nice big breath here. And then as you exhale, we'll bend that knee in towards our chest. Look forward. Shift your weight forward. And we'll step that right foot in between our palms. Lower onto your left knee. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked, completely up to you. And then we're going to go ahead and rise up today and come into this nice, it's still a low lunge, but our torso is going to be a little bit higher up today than usual. So in this low lunge, make sure that your front foot is in a nice 90-degree angle. Pull that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward, and we'll just take a few breaths here. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll lower our hands back down to the mat. Tuck those left toes under, lift that left knee up off the mat. We'll step our right foot back to meet our left, coming back into our downward facing dog. If you'd like to walk your dog, feel free to. Otherwise, just take a few moments in stillness, feeling that nice stretch through our back bodies, through our legs, our calves. All right, from here, go ahead and make sure your right foot is really planted into the mat. We'll lift that left foot up, keep those toes dialed down. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll bend forward, shift. Well, we'll shift forward, we'll bend that knee in towards our chest. And then let's step our left foot up to meet, or up in between our hands. Lower onto the right. Again, foot can be tucked or untucked. And then we'll rise up. Make sure your base is nice and steady, that that foot has a nice 90-degree angle on it. And then your hands can rest on your thigh. If you'd like to, you can reach them up, but you don't necessarily have to today. Pull that left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. You're gonna really feel it in the front of your right quad here. Keep breathing, look forward. One more breath here. And then exhale. We'll return our hands to the mat. If your right toes are untucked, we'll tuck them. Lift that right knee up, and then we'll step our left foot back to meet our right, coming into another downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. One more big inhale here. Exhale, sigh it out, let it go. All right, from here, look forward at your hands. Lift up onto your toes. Start to shift your weight forward. We're just gonna float everything forward, forward, forward. And then once your chest is kind of over your hands, press back through the heels, press away from the mat. We're in our one and only plank pose for today. Now you can lower onto your knees, coming into a half plank, if that's more in line with your practice. Otherwise, we'll keep it high. Breathe here. This is the only one today. One more big inhale. And then exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the belly. Let the top of your feet press into the mat, lower your forehead. Take a nice big breath here. Whew.
And then when you feel ready, we'll bring our hands underneath our shoulders, tuck those elbows into the side, and on an inhale,
look forward. We're just going to come into a little baby cobra today. Take a few breaths. One more big inhale here. And exhale, we'll lower it back down.
All right, when you're ready, let's press up to all fours. Bring your knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch.
Take a breath in, look forward, and on your exhale, we'll sink our hips back towards our heels, walk those fingers forward,
melt your chest and your head to the mat. Extended child's pose. Take a few breaths here.
All right, from here, you can either stay in your extended child's pose, or you can press yourself back up and come back to your comfortable seat like we were just in a moment ago as we close down our practice. So this is where we're going to end today, is just in this nice comfortable seat. If you have more time and you want to go through that again, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, I did pull a card for today's practice, and it is Porcupine Spirit. Its message is that it's time for a beginner's mind. When Porcupine Spirit calls your name, you are being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and to approach situations with innocence and curiosity. The old, confining stories no longer have a hold on you. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes can help you find what you've been seeking, whether it's a relationship, an opportunity, or evidence that you have all you need right now to co-create what you desire. Who knew? Porcupine asks you to be playful and have a childlike curiosity. There is so much waiting for you that you have left to discover. All right, well, thank you, my friends, for joining me today. For those of you on the live, thank you so much. I appreciate your presence and you being here with me today for this practice. I hope you found it beneficial. If you're on the live and you'd like to watch the replay, this will be on YouTube. Either the end of this week, maybe early next week, but I will let you know in my stories once that's up. If you would like to watch the replay, that is on my YouTube channel, Shine on Yoga LLC. That link is in my bio. So if you'd like to follow along there, you can. You can subscribe, and then you'll be notified when I do upload these replays. For those of you watching the replay, thank you so much for spending your time and your energy with me. Know that you had people practicing with you, maybe not today, but actually doing this practice. So I'm just really grateful. I will be back next week with a brand new practice, so I hope to see you then. And I hope this little quick, short yoga break was super beneficial to you. So I'll see you next week. Have a great one. Take care. Namaste.